Hello and welcome back to ThinkYaKnow. Today we're going to be talking about the Avengers Endgame special look trailer and breaking it down for you.
If we do this, we'd be going in short-handed.
Yeah, you mean because he killed all our friends?
We owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
It's not about how much we lost. It's about how much we have left. We're the Avengers. We gotta finish this. You trust me? I do. You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Tickets on sale now.
Alright, so the trailer opens up with a shot of Avengers HQ and it's dark, just like the other trailers we've had. There's no light, which says everyone's still grieving and things are not looking good for the world. There's a voiceover of Bruce saying, if we do this, we'd be going in short-handed. Obviously talking about going directly to Thanos, but in this scene, not all the Avengers seem to be there. This could mean that there's like two assaults on Thanos, one fails, one succeeds. We'll have to see in the film. Roddy then replies with, yeah, because you mean he killed all our friends. This is obviously him saying that Thanos killed everyone, and it doesn't matter how outnumbered we are, we will overcome this, we will get him. You know, it doesn't matter if we die, we'll still fight him back, we'll still fight back. Which shows what the Avengers are about. They're about avenging the world, like Iron Man says in the Avengers 1.
Maybe your army comes, and maybe it's too much for us, but it's all on you. Because if we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn well sure we'll avenge it.
Then there's a scene with Natasha sitting outside in the rain, with the same line, we owe it to everyone who's not in this room to try. Then we see Steve looking in a mirror, and this is definitely just after he's shaved. It kind of looks like that. We get the 10 years Marvel logo with a shot, and then the shot of the plane heading towards Tokyo, which we saw in the other trailer, and then some new footage of Nebula and Rocket holding hands, which means Nebula's back to Earth, which confirms that they do get back to Earth. I'm not sure how long it will obviously be after, during the film, but it's probably, you never know, there might be one attack on Thanos and they arrive back at Earth, and they plan to go against him again. I'm not too sure. This shows a lot of emotion between Nebula and Rocket, because they've never seen eye to eye in any of the Guardians film. This is a very touching moment. Rocket's probably talking about all of his friends he's lost, and Nebula's probably talking about losing a sister, Gamora, and this is kind of like their way of talking it out, sorting it out, and then becoming friends. And there's Tony Stark voicing over it, saying, it's not about how much we lost, it's about how much we have left. Just him talking about the people that they've lost. There's no point, there's no point grieving constantly over that. We have to think about what we've got left, take that straight to Thanos and get rid of him once and for all. While this is being said, it shows Tony possibly just getting off the Benetart and hugging Pepper, which says Pepper's still alive, and that's probably who was in that gap with the other Avengers. That big gap that we saw in the Avengers trailer. We all saying it could be Captain Marvel or another Avenger, but no, I think it's Pepper, and she's gone out to see what it is. And this is all done on the landing field, where the other Avengers were looking up at something coming down, like I said before. We see the Avengers HQ again. It's the same shot as the other times, the one panning onto the whole ground. Then, a big reveal. The brand new Iron Man armor, which is the same armor from the original comics. The red torso with the gold arms and legs looks awesome brought to the big screen. I can't wait to see what it looks like in the actual film, because obviously that's not final CGI. It's time through what looks like New York, Manhattan, where they were in the Avengers film. You could be studying the Tesseract. Because we saw the pictures from the Battle of New York where they had the devices on their arms, and with the pop vinyls they have those same devices on their arms. So maybe there's something going on there. I can tell there's something going on there. Maybe he's studying the Tesseract to find something out, and he tries to stop. They get the Tesseract and they collect all the stones again, like people have thought about and rumoured before. Then we see a shot of Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye all tattooed up and looks really sad and down, just like his family's been killed. We see Natasha, and she looks like she's either smiling or is stopping herself from crying. And if it's smiling, it's the first time we've seen anyone smile in these trailers. Then there's a shot of Thor and Captain Marvel again from the end of the last trailer, and then another bit of Stark saying, "We're the Avengers. We got to finish this." Then there is a shot of all the remaining Avengers in one room standing up with Stark and Nebula there. Tells us they're back. Stark stood next to Steve, and this is obviously the first time they've seen each other since Civil War, which is quite a big moment. Then what I think is the most important part of the trailer is Steve and Tony, with Steve saying, "You trust me?" Steve replies with, "I do." This is probably the most important handshake ever between Steve and Tony, because it's telling them, we trust each other, we're the Avengers, we have to stop this. But Steve is wearing the Infinity War suit, but in the Endgame trailers we've seen 3 different suits now. We've seen the Infinity War suit, the stealth suit, and the original the old Captain America armor, a regular Captain America outfit. So we don't know which one. Kind of shows time travel, could be time travel. We have multiple Captain Americas in one universe. What to think. We see the film's release date again, 26th of April for international, 25th of April for the UK. Then you see a shot of the Benatar flying past the moon, then they jump to light speed. Oh, they use something called a quantum drive. I'll talk about that in another video. And in the Benatar, there's a shot of all the Avengers sat in the ship, except from Nebula and Stark. So where could they be? Maybe, they're flying above in the extra pod, but did they get the pod back from Rocket and Thor? I'm not too sure. Hawkeye isn't here though either, which kind of says this is before they find Hawkeye or Stark. Maybe it's the first time they go and launch an attack on Thanos. There's a shot of Stark looking at a picture of him and Peter, probably blaming himself for Peter's death. He feels like it is duty to bring him back and beat Thanos. This is the grief that Tony's dealing with. He thought he'd lost Pepper, and now he's lost Peter. It's kind of a lot going on for him. Then there's a shot of Thanos' ship and the donuts floating around it, which kind of says he's going to war. But why would he be in his ship if they're coming to him? He would know. So maybe he's heading to Earth, and that's why Ant-Man and War Machine were suiting up, because he's arrived at Earth. Or the remaining Outriders are still on Earth. All those videos. I'm not sure if that was an April Fool's joke or not, so we're not going to talk about that. Then see War Machine and Nebula looking up at something, and War Machine looks down at Nebula like, do I trust her? Do I trust her or not? We see Thor in the weird hut again, and then Rocket is looking up at something. It kind of looks like the scene from Guardians of the Galaxy, where Groot sacrifices himself to save them, which, could suggest time travel, this bit here. So, And another thing that goes towards this is the fact that Rocket's outfit is different than we see in any of the other trailers, so time travel. Then we get a shot of Captain America on the ground looking at his shield in a kind of defeated way, like, oh no, I've lost again. In that kind of way. He's trying to get himself back up, just like a real soldier would. Then we get the big reveal of Thanos as he comes down from the beam from the ship with his full body armor on, and we also know that he has the blade, which is, people are calling the Infinity Blade, but I'm not too sure if they'll call it that in the film. These last few shots that I've talked about have been voiced over by Thanos saying, "You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me." Which is talking about that he's trying to play emotionally on them by saying, "You failed, and because of that now, you have come to face me again, and you will suffer again. You will suffer the pain of death again." We see Iron Man walking around like he's looking at Thanos, maybe for round 2, because he lost against Thanos the first time. I'm going one-on-one with him again, and this could be how Iron Man possibly perishes. And then we see Cap, Thor, and Iron Man, the 3 who started the original trio, walking up to Thanos, who is sat on the floor with the Infinity Blade. Either he's in defeat here, or he's been waiting for him. We're not too sure, but that could be possibly it. Then we get this awesome tune at the end, and it tells us that the tickets are now on sale. Go buy them. Now from this entire new trailer, I've got some new predictions. There may be 2 fights with Thanos. One is where they lose, and one where they win. Maybe someone, if not multiple people, will die. Maybe the original 3. Maybe just one person. We don't know. We'll have to wait to see the film. I'm not going to make too many more theory videos on this, because I don't want to keep predicting stuff, because I kind of don't want to spoil the film for me, if you get what I mean. So, I guess that's kind of part of this channel, but because it's only small right now, I'm going to keep it, the videos to once a week. And I'm sorry I've missed 2 weeks. I said I'll make it up. I'm sorry I couldn't. but from now on weekly videos, unless I miss a week again. Obviously, I'll try and catch it up. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.